Good morning, everyone. My name is Ainabina Solomon Spencer. I'm a student at Makerere University doing software engineering. Yes, let me share my screen. So today I'll be looking at, I'll continue looking at the presentation of our project that I talked about earlier on. Yes, so basically in this presentation I'll be talking about the informed search, the uninformed search, and the AI accountability, and so much more. So let us get right into the presentation. So as you can see, here we are looking at the real life problem to be addressed, and just like I've been talking about it, it's a recap. So perhaps one of the most well-known applications of facial recognition technology is law enforcement, where agencies can use it to find missing people, aid in solving crimes, and help monitor large crowds of people. That is so obvious. So it is furthermore used to provide security measures in order to access private information, safe homes, and banking premises to allow authorized personnel. This I have been really talking about this like each and in each video. So basically, that is what this facial recognition AI project will focus on. And moving on to the next slide, we are looking at the AI environment and its AI agents. So what is an AI environment? When we are looking at AI environment, we're saying that it is everything that surrounds the AI agent, but is not part of the agent itself. So it can be described as a situation in which we have an agent, in which an agent exists, an agent is present. So we are not, for example, here we are looking at the world of the AI agent. I don't mean like the entire world. I mean like what is surrounding the AI agent but by that time. So in the point of view for facial recognition, some of the features of its environment may include fully observable. Here we are looking at, because if at all the sensors are able to give it access to complete state of the environment at each point in time. So we find that it's not that the sensors are going to be off at any given point in time. They must always be on site in case when a person approaches, they are able to detect that, yeah, there is a person approaching, and this is the face of the person that is approaching. So deterministic, because the next stage is determined by the previous stage, by the current stage. So here we are looking at, for example, for the AI project, we shall be saying that for let's say the current state is being checked whether you're really allowed to go into because if at all you are allowed, then if at all you are in the database and you're registered, then the next stage will be, granting you access. If at all you are not, meaning you won't be granted access. So means that the next stage is determined by the current stage. So sequential is because that the current action may affect all future decisions. Yeah, this is just like basically close to deterministic, because we find that the next state that is being determined by the current state. But remember, also a decision is going to be made that if at all this person is really of our own, let us do what? The decision will be, let us grant the person access. Otherwise, the person won't be granted access. So dynamic environment is because that the number of people keep on changing. I mean, today you never know, you may have visitors or something. So the number of people will keep on changing. So that's why we are saying that it's a dynamic environment. So moving on to what is an AI agent, it's anything that can be viewed as perceiving its own environment through sensors and acting upon that environment through through that word. Yeah, so every agent can perceive its own actions, but not always the effects. So the facial recognition AI uses simple reflex agent. There are quite a good number of various types, but for me, I chose the facial recognition AI uses simple reflex agent programs because I just thought that because the simple reflex agent programs are the condition action rules, whereby we find that if at all this person does this, then go ahead and grant the person access. If the person does do exist in the database, please grant access to maybe the bank or any security form of system or something. That if at all the person, no, even if just like we had looked at in the previous slide, that to find missing people. In case this person has these characteristics, go ahead and what? Then search into the database who really belong, who this person really is, and all the information attached to them. In solving crimes, if at all this person looks like so and so, please go ahead and give us feedback and search, you can be able to find the criminal or something. Yeah. So data set description for the facial recognition. I looked at data sets in the current video. So if you haven't had a look at the current video, please look at the current video so that you can get more clear understanding on what a data set is. So, but just furthermore, I can say that it's a set or collection of data. This set is normally presented in a tabular pattern. Every column describes a particular variable, and each row corresponds to a given member of the data set as per the given question. So this part of the data, this is part of data management. Please, I encourage you to look at the previous video because I looked at what a data set is and I explained it fully. So just like I had said, I think in the previous video I must have made a mistake on the link. Yeah, so this is the correct link to the dataset that I'll be using for this AI project. It uses different sized boxes, like I'll be showing you when we actually begin the coding, that it uses different boxes to know where to tell where the face really is, and when it collects all those boxes that it has applied on a given image, and that is what it uses to make a final box that shows where the face really is. So application of informed search, just like I told you at first, which I'll be looking at also informed search and uninformed search. So what is informed search? Algorithms of uninformed search contain information regarding the goal state. So it helps an AI make more efficient and accurate searches. The function obtains this data information to estimate the closeness of state to its goal. So, for example, an example of informed search is the search. I thought that this may be applied in my application because we find that the facial recognition artificial intelligence finds the shortest route to the goal state, that you're having an initial state and also the final state. But then we are looking for the shortest distance. So it goes ahead. Let me just, I think this may take some time, but it goes on and on to search. These are some of the various YouTube videos that have been that are related to what I'm talking about. That, for example, this S here, this is the formula that we shall be using. So if I'm to play it real quick, it's going to take some time, but anyway, the point is that if at all this is the S, so we go on and add this, maybe this one, and we look for the shortest path from this S to the goal state. Yeah, and we take into consideration these values that are given, and also these independent values that are given from each one state to another. Yeah, so basically that is informed search. So in case for this project, you find that if at all you're having this image, this is your initial image that for example, the person has found, and then the goal state is like maybe the final image that is in the database. So if at all we look like for the shortest way to how the artificial intelligence is going to be able to go through all those images to get to the goal state that really resembles me. Yes. So that is basically it for the informed search. Then for the uninformed search, it's a class of general purpose search algorithms which operate on a brute force way. By brute force way, I mean that it depends on the power of the machine. It depends on the power of the machine. Let me just show you that it describes the primitive programming style in which the programmer relies on the computer's processing power instead of using his or her own intelligence to simplify the problem, often ignoring problems of scale, applying naive methods suited to small problems directly to large. So you find that I talked about the naive methods, remember, in the previous video. So you find that this one it really bases, it uses more of the computer's processing power rather than the human, yeah. So I looked at an example of uninformed search is the uniform cost search. There are there are quite a number of them. There is also iterative deepening. Actually, I think it's an alternative to this, where you find that in the alternative deepening, you find that you're using both the DFS and the BFS, where the DFS is the BFS is the breadth first search, and the DFS is basically the depth first search. Yes. So you find that you're taking for the iterative deepening, you find that you're using both of them, that you're not only looking at the depth, like, because for the depth it goes from the goal state to the, I'll be explaining this in the next video, I think, because it's quite long, but I'll give you more information. You can visit this website. It explains, it really gives a very good explanation of what I'm talking about. Yeah, so I think for the informed costs, first of all, it expands in all directions, that it's going to get to reach the goal state at a faster time than some of these other ones. So, and it also takes the path with the lowest cost. It is furthermore optimal and complete. I'll be talking about what complete means and what those terms mean. So, but the only disadvantage is that it requires big memory. Actually, also another disadvantage is that it also expands in all directions, because the time, you find that you really need big memory for each tool. Yeah. And lastly, for this presentation, I'll be looking at AI accountability. Here we're just basically looking at the expectation that organizations or individuals will ensure proper functioning throughout the life cycle. AI systems that they designed to develop regulatory frameworks for demonstrating this through their actions and decision-making processes. And so here we are just basically looking at how to regulate AI, how to ensure that the AI that we. So I believe that with this technology, the crime rate will be reduced in various communities, and this can also lead to reduced cost, especially in the long term. Yeah, you find that instead of you can be able to detect something and for example, in the home, breaking in. So you can find that the costs that will require that you may involve police and all those personnel to help you out, you can be able to forego all that. So there are many codes that have been uploaded onto the internet and guide teach various people on the benefits, for example, cargo, and this is as well as building their own, and as well as building their own system. So, and the content that is uploaded is regulated to avoid the spread of misuse of this technology. So that is it for this presentation. I'll be seeing you in the next video. Thank you. Please subscribe.